There's a logo that is up there on the screen. You see it as DraftKings. It's as beautiful. It's as nice. And we like them a lot. Okay? And they like you a lot. Because they are the top rated sports booking app in the U.S. the way that we like to work. And on top of that, they are safe, they are secure, and they are reliable, Deke. There is nothing better when you hit on that parlay, the same game parlay too. Or, you know, when you just have that one-off, you just feel good about this prop bet. You're like, man, I think that my dog gonna throw a tutty today. Sometimes it just is like that, and DraftKings give you those opportunities. But more importantly, they give you a promo code, and that promo code is MOATS. You use that when you make that first deposit of $5. You're going to get a smooth $200 in DraftKings deposit money. And that is a great situation because you get to use that money to go out there and potentially make more money. It's a good situation. It's like a win-win. You catch my drift?
100%.
But, Deke, I also know at times some people go past 100% and they're not able to turn that switch off. It stays on for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when those people go through those experiences, sometimes you have to ask yourself if you or someone you may know has a gambling problem. They might need some crisis counseling. Shoot, Deke, they might even need referral services. Now, if they're living in New York, on the screen right now, there is a certain number that they could call or text. For my New Yorkers, New York, New York. But for everybody else, the number that you need to call is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER. We know it's a lot easier when you're emotional to just blanket it and say, hey, it was coordinator or it was quarterback or it was O-line, but it was never that. It was context. And even going to that third quarter, man, you talk about some of the third downs. So check this out. First one, I would say just Kenny missed the throw. I think that was the one to George Pickett, right? The first one he just missed in that third quarter, the first third down. The second,
I don't even think he was open, didn't he? But
either way, I'm just like,
either
way, we could say, you know, it was a miss. We could just leave it at that. And that's kind of how I left, because I was like, I'm going to grade it hard. So I would just say, okay, a miss. Cool. The second one, nah, that's a damn more pressure giving up. Trey Hendrickson is beating the heck out of him. He had no time. The third one was 3rd and 13. And that's where they threw it, obviously, to Zach Gentry. I wasn't happy about that because that was off of the interception from TJ. We had the short field, and we could not get anything going. In fact, we shot ourselves in the foot on that, right?
I think that's why people are most emotional about it, is because I'm not happy with the defense at all, but at least the defense did, in the second half, give the offense a couple opportunities in weighty moments to try to take the lead again. And
then from there, the final third down of that third quarter, the Kenny missed to Deontay Johnson. That was another one. So to me, I'm like, yes, some of the throws we can critique. And like you said, that first one, depending on how we want to view it, right?
I almost viewed it as just like a throwaway. Right. I'll throw it up if Pickens makes some spectacular catch, then so be it.
But as a whole, when I look at that second one, like I said, that's a damn more thing. That's a matchup thing, though. And then obviously the 3rd and 13, that's a longer drive, and we just didn't like the fact that I think it was on first. I think it was first down. They had a negative play, and then the penalty on the second, and then they tried to get it back. But as a whole, you can see where they were still in third and favorable in some of these situations. So it wasn't like they were god awful on first downs. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where you just want to see it happen. How can we get it to happen faster? And that's part of the criticism that I would, and this is why I shift my criticism to Matt Canada, is the adjustments part. Some of the stuff that the Bengals started to do differently in that second half was with the pressure and stuff like that, right? In terms of just trying to isolate Chooks. And one of the things that we really didn't respond well to, and I don't know if this was because Jaylen Warren was hurt, but we never
feel like that sucked.
We never went
that killed us in the second half.
Yeah, we never went to a little bit faster passing attack. Not necessarily hurry up offense, but think how the Bengals, what they started to do to offset our pass rush. They started to do certain things alignment-wise in the C-gap area to mess with TJ, to mess with Alex Highsmith, and then they also started to release the back fast, right? Or align it empty. So that way, if you want to walk that linebacker to that A-gap, there's no way he can cover this to the flat. And they made you pick and choose. You're either going to line in the A-gap and get this one-on-one, but now this back is going to be in a foot race, or you can back off of this thing and I'm going to chip your rusher, but now you're going to be better in coverage. And that was the game that they played with us defensively, along with knowing that we don't travel our corners. So they said, okay, we're going to line up. We're going to hunt the slot.
We might need to switch that mindset. It's ridiculous.
Well, we can talk about it, but just know every defense has a pro and a con.
Sure, like you could help. You could help the guy that's on T. Higgins.
You can help him, and then you can hurt somebody else in a major way. That's the only thing. It's the gift and the curse.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. You want to get your best corner on their best receiver.
Yeah.
It's just simple, and it's just tough just seeing it happen over and over again throughout the game. Or he's literally targeting T. Higgins. Just whoever he's on, I'm throwing it to him.
And it was a good adjustment by them, but that also goes to the familiarity within the division. Everybody has different things, right? So think about what is our knock. We don't travel corners, but we bring pressure. When you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, they travel corners, right? But they get picked off at times. If they got a bad one-on-one matchup, they don't have a zone that they can go back to. When you talk Seattle Seahawks, what's their weakness? They always run cover 3. So crossing routes, 4 verts are always going to be a threat for them. Everybody has a defense that has a weakness. It's just for us, when we're feeling it like that, that's when we get pissed off. Now, a couple of things of how we can offset it, and this is that's what we're going to talk about. If you're ready to talk about, we can wait. I think it might come up in the chat anyways.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I wanted to say again with the offense, Canada or Pickett. Yeah. I just thought Pickett played pretty good, man. Yeah. Outside of the little bit of the lull in the second half. Yeah. If you would have told me he would have put together this game, 265, a touchdown, and going back to what you said too, this is his 6th game. Mm-hmm. Like, that's enough. That's enough right now, at least. Enough right now.
This is 6 games in.
That's why I'm pissed about the defense, man. Like
Deke, 6
you would have told me the offense would have had 23 points. We ended up getting the 30 with the garbage time touchdown. But that was enough for this game in particular. I thought the defense was going to play way better than that. Yeah. With the Jamar Chase-less Bengals team, and they ended up losing Joe Mixon.
You lose Joe Mixon,
wasn't it the first quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just really disappointing to me. But I do think it's the tough give and take because we're just not firing on all cylinders. We're not playing complimentary football right now because the defense, as bad as they were, in my opinion, they gave the offense opportunities where we're only down 1 score.
Also, you had
a short field a couple times in that second half.
And you had a Steven Sims kickoff return as well.
Yeah.
They got you set up.
Well, yeah, why do you have to muff that one, too?
Bro, I don't, Literally, I thought I was cursed because the JMU football game.
Because I like the electricity he brings. Yeah. Like, we can't deny that. He has an extra element.
The reason why I thought I was cursed, when I said the JMU game, they was trying to give it away. They literally did that 3 times, bro. And one of them ended up, they got the ball on the goal line. Yeah. 3 times back to back. Bro, can't make this up. 3 times back to back. 2 kickoffs, 1 punt return, bro. I've never seen nothing like it. So when I saw Steven Sims do it, I was like, bro, what is happening? Yeah.
I think I'm just a little pissed because, there's people just coming out for Pickett right now about the second half. I just think there were so many more other factors at play.
Well, this is my thing.
With the Freiermuth holding, the ineligible man downfield, false starts.
Honestly, this is the thing. I think expectations do matter. And for the people, Deke, that are going to come out here and they want to crucify Kenny Pickett, man, your energy isn't for them because they already got their mind set up. You're not going to change their mind. That's like when a person comes up here and they're just like, Canada was god-awful yesterday. And I'm like, nah, context matters. We can point to tangible things that refute that. Like, it's simple. So when we're talking about Kenny Pickett, it's like, nah, I thought personally that was his best game that I've seen him play professionally. Could he have been more accurate?
Yeah, sure.
But in terms of what have we been challenging him with on this show? We said turnovers number 1. This is 2 weeks in a row, no turnovers, right? We talked about him throwing passing touchdowns. Not only did he throw passing touchdowns, he had potentially 1 drop and another one that you're looking at the receiver saying, I think you're good enough to adjust your body while you're running here to make this play. We also said what? Hey, I don't want you just throwing to guys that you can blatantly see that are open. How about you challenge and throw NFL caliber open throws, right? Now, he wasn't the most accurate in those situations, but he was attempting them. And that is telling me that he is seeing it and is slowing down for him. A lot of reasons why younger quarterbacks don't want to put that ball in them tight windows that we call NFL open is because they are not seeing it. They don't trust it. They don't believe it. But when you start seeing a guy actually attempting it and putting it there, that's letting you know it's starting to slow down. He is starting to get a better understanding, a better feel for this thing. And that's what it's all about. You got to be comfortable when you're out there, but you can't expedite that process. It's a reps thing. It's a in-stadium, in-game thing. And regardless of what he did in college or what we want to praise and crown him for, is not going to matter in this situation right here. He just has to go through these growing pains. And it's not always going to be linear. It's going to be some weeks where it looks like the first half. It's going to be some weeks where he struggles a little bit and it looks more like the second half. But the thing that we can definitely hang our hat on is the improvement. Because if you're going to tell me he's not improving, I'm going to point to the fact that he didn't have interceptions. That's the first thing that we can point to being a tangible improvement. The next thing I'm going to point to is the fact that he passed for how many yards yesterday, Deke?
265.
And what was his completion percentage in terms of attempts versus throws?
59%.
So either way,
with a couple drops.
Exactly.
So yeah, it could have been low 60s.
So for me, when I'm looking at those, I'm saying, okay, once again, those are improvements. We just talked about stretching the field also, right? And we know Matt Canada. We can get on Matt Canada and some of the things that he did positively, right? Because we did have guys schemed up running around the middle of the field. I know we always like to talk about Matt Canada not having guys in the middle of the field or not having guys schemed up open. So we definitely had that. We even had anticipating calls. The screen calls by Matt Canada, that's anticipating. You're knowing that I'm either getting pressure or I'm getting man-to-man. So we're seeing even growth from him. But it's up to us if we want to acknowledge it or not. But I do feel like a bigger issue as it pertains to Kenny is just the expectations. We are accustomed to a Hall of Fame quarterback. This dude, in terms of Ben, we talk about. There are not a ton of new Hall of Fame franchise caliber quarterbacks coming into this league each and every year. It's about the same handful of 5 to 6 guys, right? You either have them or you don't. We've had one for 18 years. We wanted to put that on Kenny year 1. It's not realistic. Can he develop? Sure. Is he going to ever be Ben Roethlisberger? I personally don't know. But could he still be a really good quarterback in this league to help you win? Absolutely, and he's showing that. But if your expectation is Ben Roethlisberger and you're looking at Kirk Cousins, you're never going to acknowledge what Kirk Cousins is doing, right? But if your expectation is Kirk Cousins and you're getting Kirk Cousins, you're like, you know what? Give me a Dalvin Cook, give me a Justin Jefferson and a great defense, man. We can make this thing work. And when I look at this Steelers team right now, I say, man, shoot.
Yeah, we could at least be doing that right now.
We could at least be doing that.
Yeah, whether or not you think Pickett could grow into a top 5 quarterback,
exactly.
I think we could be winning right now.
Exactly.
Here's context for Pickett's game, just stat-wise. The QBR, it's the one from 0 to 100.
Yep.
62.1, that was Pickett's QB rating. That was good for 12th in the league in Week 11. That was 1 point behind Josh Allen. He was 9th in the league in passing yards. So you can't tell me that Pickett can't play quarterback.
Exactly.
Like he just literally proved it right now, and this is his 6th or 7th game as a rookie. That was good enough to win that game yesterday.
No question.
It wasn't perfect, but it was.
Defensively, they got to do better.